Alright, we're back. Or I'm back. Shell is scarfing food. That mic away, Shell, so it does not... They do not hear the scarf. The snarf. Thank you. Okay, so, seeing as shit just went down, we might as well talk to some people.
To think that the Flame Emperor was Edelgard all along. Flame's abduction? Geralt's murder? The turmoil in Remire Village? Whether or not she was the mastermind behind what happened, it at least seems like she was involved. And yet she was able to remain so composed while she was enrolled at the Officers' Academy.
What does war with Edelgard mean for us, Professor? And why does she even want that?
She seems to think force is the only way.
I wonder why she'd think that. That's how it always goes, I guess. You never realize something can't be undone until you've done it.
You show swords rank stats thingy screen. What? You mean supports? Oh shoot, we have a whole bunch of supports to do. We should probably do those.
Yeah, especially while we're eating. But also, I want to say, we can add Edelgard to the people with daddy issues list because she just dethroned her father. Yeah, she did
just depose her father. That is fair. Also, Mom Maker, you're probably gone, but thank you anyway for the 11-month resub. Try not to watch it because you're only as far as YouTube is. I want to say thanks for being my primary Let's Player. Well, thank you for the support. I'm glad I can entertain. Anyway, I guess let's do some support conversations. Because that'll be easy, and that'll let us both eat. This is one of those games that we are going to be snacking the entire way through, just lightly, because holy crap, it's so long. We'd never get through this in a totally traditional sense.
Ah, there's yet another option.
Lawrence, what are you doing?
Oh, hello, Hilda. I'm using these pieces to represent soldiers on the battlefield. This will allow me to better visualize concepts of strategy.
Very good. Is it fun?
Oh, it is utterly engrossing. Look, swap out just certain pieces for others, and the board completely changes. Then, even considering the same types of units, employing different individuals calls for a new set of plans.
Oh, I see. Or I kind of see. It's hard for me to grasp really complex things like this.
Nonsense. It's thanks to your many requests that I've been adapting my fighting style of late. Working to accommodate you has convincingly shown me how essential it is to rethink tactics on a continual basis. After all, the risk of getting hurt is greatly reduced if you are prepared for any situation. So now I will be ready for anything.
Lawrence, you're so wonderful, I'm at a loss for words. I'm not just saying that to flatter you either, honestly.
Tell me something, Hilda. Did you make all of these ludicrous requests of me purely so that I might have the opportunity to develop myself? Because if so, I am deeply moved. Thank you for caring so thoughtfully and passionately for my personal growth.
You're welcome.
If you will permit me to return the favor, I do have one request to make of you. Will you hear me out?
I'm not usually one for fielding requests, but I can make an exception in your case, I suppose.
I would be so pleased to have the opportunity to observe you in action, in the heat of battle. Would you be so kind as to oblige me?
Oh, very well. You've convinced me. But if it gets too intense, you'll help me out, right?
She has nothing to fear at all. She just obliterate her opponents.
I really wish there were different responses based on, like, her battle performance. So, like, afterwards, Lorenz is just, like, cowering in a corner. I did not expect this. He's just crying.
So heavy. I think I might have borrowed one too many books this time. And I have to return them at some point. Ah!
What's going on? Everything okay?
Just my luck.
Lysithia? Oh, wow. Look at the mess you made.
Thank you for the assistance. I can take it from here.
Were you planning on carrying this much weight on your own? Don't be ridiculous. You should have at least asked for help.
They're all books I need for my studies, and it's my own responsibility. No need to involve others.
I'm happy to help you carry some of them. How about half? That's fair, right?
No, really, I have this. I am not incapable, and I'm not a child.
As smart as you are, you sure are a silly person. I'm so tough. I'm gonna stand my ground. I don't need help from anyone. And when things don't go my way, I'm gonna act all sad and moody.
You are remarkably talented at channeling me.
Huh? Oh, no. Sorry. I was imitating my little sister. Her name's Maya. She's way smart, but she can be pretty stubborn. You remind me of her. What I mean to say is that I want to help. So swallow your pride and ask. I'll be carrying this stack of books now. Got a problem with that?
Yeah. You seem obstinately determined to go against my wishes.
All right. Is this a good spot to drop them?
Hey, what are you doing? They need to be stacked neatly, otherwise they'll topple. This one needs to be rearranged, otherwise the rest won't fit properly.
Wow, talk about picky.
You're the one who was so insistent on helping. If you're gonna help, do it right or don't bother.
Fine.
I want to say, that was savage. Like, Raphael had no mercy there.
What was interesting was when he did his kid voice or his attempt at Lysithia's talking or whatever, it sounded like he could have been another character in.
He really did.
Another anime.
That was some impressive range.
That's probably one of his stock voices.
Yeah.
That the guy uses for other characters.
But like, I don't know. I really like that one.
Mm-hmm. Lane.
Yet another lovely day. On such a fine day as this, it would certainly be nice to go for a stroll with someone. I wonder if anyone is around. Oh my, such awful noises. Who, or rather, what is making those sounds?
Huh? Oh, hello, Flame!
Wait, she faints?
My apologies. I feel a bit better now.
Oh, you scared me. You nearly knocked me over with that scream.
Well, you startled me, appearing out of nowhere and making such sounds. What is it you are doing here anyway?
I'm just out here using logs to train.
Wow, are you really capable of lifting something so massive, Raphael?
Of course. Wanna see? See? Told you I could do it.
That was magnificent. Do you suppose I could give it a try as well?
It might be a bit too much for your tiny arms.
Oh, is she just gonna lift it
Tiny or
easily?
no, I want to be stronger. Do you have any tips for someone both willing and eager to grow?
It's probably best to start by practicing your battle cry. If you let out a good shout, you'll feel even more powerful.
You are a font of knowledge. Can you apply your wisdom and show me by example?
No problem. Just follow my lead. Yeah! Hurrah!
Yeah! Hurrah!
Yeah!
Whoa!
How did I fare? Do I look stronger now? It's working! I knew this would help!
That was adorable.
Yeah.
That was
We
really cute.
We didn't get to see Flame lift anything, though.
It would have been great if she just, like, busts out dragon arms and just starts, like, juggling logs. And he's like,
I mean, not even dragon arms, necessarily. She just lifts it up with ease. It's like, wow.
Also, thank you Tiny Dragon XY for the 6-month resub. Hoi hoi. Hoi hoi indeed. Welcome to Support Conversation Time.
Ah, found you. Hello, Lysithia. Hilda? What's that box you're holding? It's making me nervous for some reason. Your big sister Hilda's here, and she's going to make you look all grown up. I, don't recall ever asking you to... That's right, I knew exactly what you needed. You didn't have to ask. Now take a seat. With makeup, you can't just pick your favorite colors. You must choose colors that suit you and the occasion. If you'll be up close and personal, if you're going to a ball, for example, you want to keep it subtle. On the other hand, if you're going to be on stage, the colors should be overt. I've never used makeup before. It sounds complicated. Let's put up your hair to show off your neck, but we'll leave a few strands hanging to make you look more vulnerable. Why would I want to appear vulnerable? I don't want to be attacked. This is for wooing, not warring. When you're older, you might understand the importance of looking a little vulnerable. You're treating me like a child. But I guess it's mostly harmless. Now, when you're standing, put your non-dominant foot a step back. It looks more elegant. When sitting, don't lean back, but don't slouch either. And ensure at all times you are gracefully extending your fingers. Gracefully extending? Suddenly standing and sitting are an exhausting activity. Hilda, that's enough. This is wearing me out. I knew you had potential. You'll go far, my darling. A couple of years to develop your charms, and no girl will outmatch you. I'm not sure I'm cut out for this type of thing. Oh, believe me, you are. With a little help from me, you'll have men falling at your feet. No thanks. You're more suited to such things. I'll leave it to you. I haven't the time or the energy to fuss over how I'm perceived. Even with my best efforts, I'll never be as good at this as you are. Still, this was rather fun. Thank you, Hilda. She really is brimming with untapped potential. When she smiles like that, wow, even my heart skips a beat.
Have you ever noticed that when Hilda speaks, it sounds like there's reverb going on? Like a mild echo?
Maybe?
I think it's just because of the mics.
I'm about to take out the trash. Got anything you want me to take? How about these? Just some old study notes of mine. Wow, that's quite the pile there. You sure it's all fine to throw away? Of course. It's all safely stored in my brain now. If I concentrate, I can access any of it with ease. Why am I not surprised? I wish I had even half your power of concentration. Okay, here we go. Ugh, this is pretty heavy. Well, it'll be a good workout. Oh, but you were telling me not to take my training so lightly. Still, can't hurt to get a little exercise in. I'll just take it at a run. See you later. What is it, Lysithia? Was there something in that pile of paper you wanted to hang on to after all? No, that's not it. There's just something I want to say to you. I'm sorry for saying your way of doing things was inefficient. You've clearly grown plenty strong, doing things as you have. Not to mention, multitasking and training in that way surely presents interesting challenges. Well, sure. But if everyone has their own methods, then your methods aren't wrong either. All you did was share them with me, so there's no need for apologies. Still, it's probably beyond me to imitate your levels of focus and concentration. How do you even manage to throw yourself into only one thing like that? I haven't much choice. I can't waste even a single moment. I can understand that. I'm sort of the same way. I hate feeling like I'm not getting enough work done. Anyway, you should just do what works for you. You've got something you want to achieve, right?
That's why you feel pressured to study so hard.
Yes. Then focus on what matters to you. Leave the rest to people who have the time for it.
And hey, if you need any heavy lifting done, you know where to go. The way I see it, it's all training.
You know, Leonie, you're so kind, so strong.
Whoa, what's with the compliments all of a sudden?
I was just thinking what an incredible partner you'd make. Really, you've got all of the perfect qualities.
What?
I'm not simply saying that. I say what I mean, and I mean what I say.
You're making me blush. What a strange way to compliment someone.
More conversations?
You've been an enormous help. Thanks so much.
But the guys are lining up for the... Oh, okay.
Excuse me. I have some more supplies that just arrived for the infirmary. Oh, were there more? I thought I'd gotten them all. I just have bandages and other small things, but there might be more coming. Well, I just got the boys to bring in the heavy bottles. Looks like we can't fit all of it without some rearranging, though. You know, if you'd arrived earlier, you could have helped me tidy up. My apologies. I don't really need your apologies. I need your help. Oh, okay. How can I help? How can you help? I said tidy up, didn't I? See the shelves there? See if you can clear out some space and tuck away the bandages. I can try. Hey, careful, Marianne. There's some strong stuff in those bottles. I'm sorry, No, look, just leave the bandages for now and move the bottles from the shelf. I can do that. Now the bandages fell. No! So in the end, I did it all by myself. I'm sorry that I was no help. I just got in your way. It's fine. We'll even it out with pastries. You want me to get you pastries? I guess I can. You seem so thoughtful and composed, but you're surprisingly clumsy. It's such an odd mix. I practically have no choice but to take over for you. You're right. I'm sorry.
Huh. Wow. How did we farm up all these conversations? I guess we guess...
Just from them battling alongside one another, I believe.
I guess so, yeah.
Hey, Hilda. You said you wanted to talk? Whoa. What's with all these expensive necklaces? Why do you have them all laid out like that?
Pretty, right? I'll let you choose whichever you like.
Huh? Why would you do that?
Just choose. I want you to have one.
I'm not gonna accept a gift like that without a reason. Even with a reason, I'd probably decline.
Look how gorgeous they are, though. Wearing beautiful things gives you energy.
Maybe for you.
Yes, for me. Why would it be any different for you?
Because to me, those are just fancy decorations. Take this one, for example. How did you come by it?
This was the first necklace I picked out for myself. It doesn't suit my style nowadays, so I don't often wear it.
That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. The sentimental value of each one. These necklaces are nice and all, but I don't have any special feelings or memories about any of them. But this charm, it's packed with things I don't want to forget. Captain Gerald's teachings and a lot of memories, too. Even if to you, it's just a dirty hunk of wood.
I do understand. But still, you're not going to be very popular with the boys if you keep wearing that dirty old thing.
Like I care about that.
You can drop the whole stony-faced act. Come on, I'm offering to help you here. I could even make a charm for you as a gift, if you're really hung up on sentimental value.
Make a charm for me? You do that?
Sure, why not? I don't want you to be alone your whole life.
Besides, this happens to be a talent of mine. It'll be really, really cute, so you'd better wear it. Sure. I can't just accept a gift for nothing, though. I'll make one for you, too, if you'll teach me how. And I'll put plenty of feeling into it, so when we exchange them, it will really mean something. Oh, that sounds lovely. I'll gladly teach you how, but make me something cute, okay? I'll see what I can do.
Why is everyone so fixated on finding their life partner here?
I mean, there are a bunch of effectively high school girls.
What?
Well, no, I mean, it's true. Like,
my friends and I weren't thinking about that.
your friends might not have been, but boy, I knew a lot of girls that were like dating. Oh, it was uncomfortable.
We were more interested in playing video games, and if we had crushes, they were on anime boys.
Anime, well, but they live in a universe of anime boys.
They live in a universe of anime boys.
They can't stop it. They can't escape. The only non-anime boy here is Raphael, and he's the best boy. You can't escape him. He's just too burly.
Ferdinand? Our professor is wanting to see you. He has much concentration right now. I will wait for him to be finished reading.
Diplomacy has an effect upon weapons development. Yes, that makes sense. Oh, Petra! How long have you been there?
A short time. You were devoting all of your attention to that book.
Forgive me, I was fully absorbed in my reading. I see you have been reading as well. Anything interesting?
I am studying the history of Fódlan.
A history book. What a keen student you are. And it's about House Hresfelg. Certainly a stimulating topic.
I am wishing to learn all about Fódlan. What is the book you are reading?
Oh, this? This relates to a little hobby of mine. The regional history of weapons development in Fódlan. Militaries have to adapt their weapons according to terrain and climate. And they have to keep up with technologies in other regions. It's very interesting.
Yes, it is interesting. I see why you would be enjoying that kind of reading.
Oh, does that excite your curiosity too? Perhaps you would care to read more about it then. This is just one of 18 volumes, and our library has the entire collection.
I give you my gratitude. Research of weapons could be a good reference for me. Oh, please take my apologies. I was meaning to tell you that our professor is wanting to see you.
Oh, it is not like you to forget something. I suppose I ought to be going then.
Yes, it is a rarity that I forget something. But it is not impossible.
I don't really know anything about Ferdinand.
Nope, we've barely interacted with him, and yet, I guess technically, oh, nope, we still got a bit more. We're sort of B rank with him, but yeah, we've learned very little about him, Caspar, Linhardt. We kind of learned a little bit about Linhardt, because he's big on crests. You learn more from support character, conversations with other characters. The issue is, because I never use Ferdinand in battle, he doesn't get any support EXP.
Right.
I think what I need to start doing is whenever we have battles, I just need to stop moving and just cluster all of my people next to each other for these, like, horrible, like, blast cubes.
Now that's interesting. Is Bernadetta just incapable of having an A rank with Petra, or is that with
Correct.
anyone?
With Petra.
Huh.
Oh, is that Petra? Looks like she's out shopping.
Hey there, young lady. Are you looking to buy, or would you rather cry? Just so you know, there's no beating my prices.
Cry. Beating. Are you wanting to battle me?
As in a battle of wills? Trust me, kid. You don't want to waste your life trying to beat me at... Huh?
Sword or bow? Which are you fighting with? You have skill with both, I am thinking.
Petra, what are you doing? Why are you fighting? What did she say?
I was asked to be coming here and do the shopping, but then this merchant gave me her challenge.
Huh? This has to be a misunderstanding. Look, I'll help you. What were you trying to buy?
We are needing vulneraries. Many people make use of them, and our stock is lowly.
Oh, got it. Just leave this to me. Come on, isn't that price a little high? Surely you can afford to go a bit lower.
Are you kidding? This is even lower than my usual bargain rate.
Really? Because the shop over by the gates is selling the same item for a little more than half that. Guess I'll have to head back there after all.
Hey, let's all take a deep breath. Here's the deal. I'll give you another 10% off. How's that?
Make it 20% and you've got a deal.
You drive a hard bargain. Fine, 20%. But you better be grateful.
The shopping was successful. You have my gratitude, Ash.
Not a problem. I'm used to this sort of thing.
Bargaining for prices in Fódlan is complicated. I am thankful for this bargain. Now the extra can be given back to our professor. I had learnings about the customs of Fódlan. I have gratitude for that too.
I wouldn't call it a custom, exactly. It's just a trick we commoners use to save money.
Efficiency with money is a wonderful culture.
I promise you, it's really nothing special.
They might not even have money back in her society.
Yeah.
Or haggling of that nature.
Okay. Trying to remember. So we gotta talk to people. Oh, right. We gotta do the horrible thing. So let me fix this real quick.
Ah, you have to shop.
Yep. Once a month. Are you sure? What are you having? Okay. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, we got enough money. Especially because I probably have a whole bunch of bullion that I can go sell. Oh, right. I was gonna go look at weapon skills. For who specifically? For everyone? I guess we can flip through, but it might have to be really fast. Whoops. I'm trying to stock up on an insane amount of fishing stuff because we're going to end tonight's session off near the fishing hole. So I can go fish hundreds of fish and become the maximum professor that I've always dreamed of being. Let's see. Let me think. Just kind of in this, like, weird spot of, like, well, everything happened last night, right before bed, so I'm just like...
Oh, just pondering it.
Yeah, kind of.
What it means.
It is definitely one of those where it's weird how, like, disjointed the plot progress is in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Because you straight up,
everything is divided because of the months, so... Wouldn't it be funny if they realize, anything eventful occurs at the end of the month. I wonder why.
Last day of the month, everybody's just, like, clanking around in armor with, like, extra bits. Just because. Alright, Ignatz.
You know, Professor, I'm glad that I came to the Officers' Academy. I feel accepted here. I've learned so much. Honestly, I'm surprised at how much I've grown. So, I will not let the Academy be destroyed. It's important to me, and I will protect it.
Yes.
I feel braver just hearing you say that, Professor. We're gonna win this, Professor.
Okay, so, right. I did say that I was gonna look at skills. So,
You still have majority C skills.
It's hard to raise skills, like, if you notice, to go from,
And the only reason why you have an S in authority is because you're the one leading.
Well, every
everyone.
time I fight, I gain EXP in it, and we fight a lot. But since I haven't been training anything in particular.
What's 175 centimeters to inches? Because I thought centimeter, like the ratio is like 2 centimeters
he's like 6
per
feet
inch.
tall.
I figured.
But yeah, most characters are a lot more specialized. I went all-rounder so I could be able to play as any class, in case any specifically stood out to me. And also this lets me pick up extra combat abilities, but, you know, most characters are a lot more specialized.
He's the tallest.
Yeah, well, Raphael is,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. He is a monster of a man.
I think I'm about 160 something.
Let's see, what does Authority even do? Lets you equip higher tier battalions, which is actually really, really useful. You can tell I like her because her stats are A.
We received him last and haven't trained him up at all. We don't really need to use Lindart.
No, the only reason why I generally use these characters is just to farm not friend points, support stuff. Some of them are amazing, like I really like Dorothea. Petra's not a bad sword master. She's got a high avoidance stat. Felix is pretty good too. Mainly it's his crest that makes the difference between the two of them.
Yeah, crests are always going to have that edge. This crest design looks really cool.
Oh yeah.
Oh. What's his crest? Is it,
Crest of Keyhole?
Yep.
AKA Crest
Keyhole.
of himself.
We haven't gotten confirmation of that yet.
I am like
really
5 for 5
Keyhole
on calling the plot here.
Mm-hmm.
And I got some spoilers, which I haven't called at all. Everything else that I didn't know beforehand, I've still called. And I'm very proud of myself. Mostly. It kind of ruins the surprise, but it's just like... I don't know. I like playing the game of just like, how much can I predict of this plot? Much of it? Cool. Okay, Gate Guard. Best character. Apparently people have been hacking their switches so they can have these characters as, like, party members.
What?
Yeah.
But does it only
Greetings,
work on the
Professor.
ones that have
Something
these
to report.
conversations?
Unexpected, isn't it? Apparently, this is the first time Garreg Mach has been invaded in its whole 995-year history. It's my job to protect this gate, so even if enemies come in droves, I will never let them through. I hope we both survive. Let's battle with all our might, and pray we win this thing.
Wanders off and away somewhere, so maybe I'll have to find someone else to speak with. Cats! A whole horde of them. Look at that calico. Reminds me so much of Croatia. In Dubrovnik, there were cats everywhere. Who do we have here? Oh, there's Ferdinand.
Half of the Empire's 6 great noble families have declared their support for Edelgard. Of the other 3, Lord Vestra was assassinated. Hubert, his son, will succeed him. Bernadetta's father, Count Varley, is under house arrest. His wife is now supporting Edelgard. And my father, he was stripped of his role as Prime Minister. As a result, House Eyre has lost all of its power, all of its lands. We have lost everything. What do I do?
So, Bernadetta's father was overthrown, locked away, and her mom is siding with Edelgard?
Huh.
Oh, because you weren't listening, were you?
I got that.
And then, what was it? Hubert's father was assassinated and he's took over, so he's supporting Edelgard. And
this is pretty extreme.
And then...
But then again, all of these characters had daddy issues to begin with, so like... I can see how they'd just react this way.
Mm-hmm.
Like...
Well, we knew that Bernadetta's father was going to get locked up.
Yeah, but
the
like...
mother already despised him, but why throw her way in behind Edelgard?
What, the mother?
Maybe it's because they want the whole unified empire and they'd be the strongest families again.
Yeah. See, to be fair, you didn't call Edelgard being the Flame Emperor until the very mission where it's revealed. True, but like...
We started finally going through characters that it could potentially be.
Yeah, I mean... Really...
We still don't know what happened to Yuritsa, unless he really is the Death Knight.
Yeah.
What? There are always small power struggles, still. It has been hundreds of years since all of Fódlan was consumed by war. I didn't actually think it would come to this. I feel as though I'm not in my rightful place. I cannot protect the things I should. Professor, if I survive this war, I wish to return to my homeland, to the land of my king.
Alright.
I feel, Professor.
I should probably get training. Not that I've cared too much about training.
We're falling behind. I don't know that we can keep up with the new Emperor. To think that she was able to raise an army of that size right under our noses. However hard we fight, I give us a 50% chance of winning. The enemy has too many advantages. We must make careful preparations. Hey.
So who were Edelgard's former classmates?
Let's see.
Oh yeah, you can just look at the roster.
Yeah, we should talk to Claude. I will admit, I'm not super interested in listening to, like, Raphael.
I want to listen to her former classmates,
But yeah,
though.
her former classmates, absolutely.
Did they have even an inkling of her plans? It seemed like only
Claude.
Hubert was really...
The Empire is moving quickly. Edelgard must have been preparing for this for a while now. If you really think about it, she must have been planning for this even before you got the Sword of the Creator. Of course she was always a step ahead of us. We were blinded by the ball and the battle of the eagle and lion and everything else. I refuse to go down like this, though. So let's do something about it. What do you say? It's you and me, Teach. We've got this.
Who was off to the side?
Leonie. I mean, we can talk to every single person if you really want to.
Yes.
Well, oh.
Oh.
His Highness calls for the head of Edelgard. For me, that is cause enough to fight.
Oh.
Why would Dimitri say that?
His Highness would not say. But I can think of only one explanation. She must have been involved in the tragedy of Duskur.
Oh, if they were responsible for assassinating the king?
His father? Oh. What? Huh. How long ago was the tragedy of Duskur? Did we ever
I think it was only 4 years ago or something.
Oh. Ah.
Professor, I guess it's easy for me to say this now. I'm so glad I'm from the Alliance. I had no idea Edelgard was so scary. And Dimitri seems totally different than before. I wouldn't bend a knee to either of them.
How do you feel about Claude?
Well, I definitely don't hate him. He rarely takes things seriously. But somehow, I just know we can always rely on him. Well, if we're forced to protect this place, our future's going to be dark no matter what.
I like all the support conversations, though.
No, it's true.
Things must be pretty crazy in Fargus about now. My father must be beside himself. I don't get it. Why did Edelgard make enemies with the nobles?
For the sake of her ideals?
Ideals she believed in so much, she was willing to start a war over them? Those must be some lofty ideals, to say the least.
Is that so?
Once the Imperial Army reaches the monastery, we'll have no choice but to fight.
What's going to happen to us?
Everything will be alright.
You're gonna be confident.
With the knights on our side, and especially with you, Professor, I know we can do this.
You know, I was wondering about this. What happens if... Because the Edelgard plot branches. What happens if you don't recruit any of her people? Do they all just follow her anyway? Because that seems...
Oh, I see what you mean. If you don't recruit some of her people, would they be on her team or not?
Yeah, or would they be hanging out with us here?
And still perplexed as to how she had this. Yeah, who knows?
I might have to do a low recruitment run as, like, Blue Lions or something. Yeah, they follow Edelgard if you don't recruit them. Huh.
The Empire's aggression cannot stand. But if we are going to attack them now, we must be honest with ourselves about our chances of success. It goes without saying that I will fight the Imperial Army with everything I have for as long as I am able. But House Gloucester's territory is adjacent to Imperial lands. Let us proceed with caution.
So then you'd be killing them on the battlefield.
Yes.
For real.
Oh, yeah.
It wouldn't be like the battle of the lions and the eagles.
Edelgard became emperor and raised an army, huh? Who knew the kid had it in her? I mean, yeah, of course, I knew she'd be emperor eventually, but the more I think about it, the more surprised I am. I wonder who's gonna win.
We will not lose.
Thinking about it makes me scared. We're up against the entire Imperial army. Still, I know someone as smart as you will figure something out.
Now, who are the 3 families that decided not to join Edelgard? Because there were 3 that did.
Huh?
And there were 3 that didn't.
Professor, what actually happened last month? I can't keep up at all. Edelgard is the Emperor? And she's declared war against the Church? So now we're at war? What is going on? I really don't understand any of this. What should I do?
Dear me. Okay.
Hubert, get out of here. Cheap master seals. Unfortunately, most of my characters are not capable of actually using them, but it's still nice. And meat and other junk that I don't care about. Eh. Okay, so who do we have? I guess we can go talk to Leonie.
What the?
Oh, there's a monk over there too. Let's see.
What is Edelgard even trying to achieve? She wants to destroy the church so badly that she'll take on anyone who doesn't fall in line? I don't get it.
Her ideals are in conflict with yours.
I just can't believe she'd start a war over it. Not to mention using such nasty tactics to get her way. Could Captain Gerald's death have also been a part of her plan? Don't you go and die on me, Professor. Captain Gerald would never forgive you.
So apparently, Caspar's and Linhardt's families joined immediately. Ferdinand's family is removed completely. Hubert's dad refused, but Hubert assassinated him and
right, and
joined.
now Hubert's joined, yeah.
And Bernadetta's mother joined.
Mm-hmm.
Guess we might as well do this while
we
we're
should
here.
talk with Casper then.
Yeah, we can go talk to Caspar.
Yummy! Who made this? I'll have to give my compliments to the chef.
This looks delicious. Let's eat.
Let's see. People are talking about the endings and how they wish there was a like a better true ending. I think that's actually what we're gonna get around Christmas, because there's supposedly like new story content being released as part of the season pass, and I can imagine they'd probably release a 5th route then. That makes sense to me anyway. That's how it worked in the last one.
I hear the Alliance's territory will be in danger if we don't get rid of these Empire guys. If the Alliance is in danger, that means my sister's in danger too. There's no way I'm gonna allow that. It doesn't matter how many guys they throw at us. I'll beat them all. These muscles aren't just for show. But first, I gotta get some food.
I'm wondering if, you know how we marveled at how many people seem to have chosen the Black Eagles?
Yeah.
I almost wonder if some of them knew about the division or if they just chose her because she was the female character.
A lot of the marketing for this game was very focused on Edelgard.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she is kind of proffered as the main story.
I see.
And so a lot of people probably just went with it. I mean, there's probably a lot of other reasons. For starters, a lot of players playing this game are probably male and would pick the female house leader just by default.
Wouldn't it have been really cool if the identity of the enemy changed depending on which faction you were playing?
That would cheapen the story, though, because you'd have to make it interchangeable.
Right, that's true.
Whereas this way, I now want to play the Edelgard story to see why she did this. As opposed to being, you know, on the opposite side and probably, well, diametrically opposed.
Right.
The most important nobles in the Empire are known for taking power from the previous emperor, my father included. I didn't think it possible that the Imperial Princess could ascend the throne so easily. However, it seems that both my father and Caspar's are supporting Edelgard. Having both the Minister of Domestic Affairs and Minister of Military Affairs on your side gives you total control over the Empire's military and finances. They must have been making preparations for quite some time without anyone noticing.
Now, it must be really conflicting for those two, Caspar and Lionheart.
Oh yeah.
Because
well, any of the Empire people.
What's wrong?
Can I have the neck pillow?
Oh, Wanderbots neck pillow.
I just want to be in maximum comfort mode.
That girl's starting an all-out war, isn't she? But an enemy is an enemy, no matter who they are. Don't let compassion for her get in your way.
Because the fathers weren't at all concerned about their sons being there. It just...
Yeah, I don't know.
If I could go back to last month and throttle my carefree self. Now it turns out Edelgard is the Flame Emperor and the new Adrestian Emperor. And she's striking out against the monastery, with the full force of the Imperial army behind her. We gotta beat her at her own game, for our sake as well as Lady Rhea's.
What? I don't normally have a problem jumping into a fight, but it feels strange going up against my father. We aren't especially close, but he's not an opponent I'd want to face. I'd almost rather fight a monster. I hope he's not part of the group coming to attack Garreg Mach.
But he is the... What was he? The one of military affairs?
Yeah, Minister of Military Affairs.
Minister, that's the word.
Who's my best Lancer given the situation?
Wait, you're really not putting Hilda through this. She doesn't even have...
E+.
Leonie would be the...
E+. Hilda don't care.
Sorry, did I hurt you?
Why is she wearing her old shield?
Because it takes off all equipment and accessories.
Oh.
I'm all sweaty.
The wall just don't care. Wall don't need to care.
Sorry, did I hurt you?
So I was reading about it, and apparently Hilda actually has one of the best spell lists in the game as a caster.
Spells?
Yeah. Magic growth is bad, though.
Sweaty.
I know
now, does
Hubert...
each character have unique spells associated with only
yeah,
them?
Yeah, so there's a limited number of spells that each character can learn. And it's not randomly generated, but...
Well,
I'm all sweaty.
we have her as the fortress, pretty much.
Oh, yeah. And I don't regret that in the slightest. Okay. Let's see. Oh, hey, there's Dimitri.
Oh, yeah. At this point, he's probably filled with bloodlust, if his assumptions are correct.
Hey!
See, I don't know if I even care about that. No. There's one note. I found a wonderful painting in the shop in town. What a shame keeping this masterpiece all to myself. Can you think of an art lover in Garrick Mach I could share it with?
Well, we don't want to say Hubert. He's evil.
Alois seems like he'd enjoy a good painting.
I know.
Oh, well.
It was probably Hubert.
It was probably Hubert, but like...
Hubert's not even around anymore.
Give it to Hubert and then stab him.
I guess we have no choice but to fight, have we? Oh, but why would Edelgard do something like this? I'm sure we'll be all right, though, Professor. The goddess will keep us safe.
I don't know if it would be Sylvain, because he's the womanizer. Anyway, sup?
I'll have that girl's head. Just you wait.
I wonder how we're gonna end up opposed to him. Because, like, it doesn't seem like we'd have a reason to fight Dimitri in the slightest.
Can we really defeat someone who is willing to turn their back on the world just to uphold their own beliefs? I've spent my whole life running in fear, and now
We can win this together, or we can't win if you run. Let's stop.
Surely we can win if we rely on each other. Right, Professor?
Yeah, the other one was probably a pep talk and courage. But the thing is, I think the only thing that will have you pitted against Dimitri is if we succeed in defeating Edelgard and it's revealed that no, the Empire wasn't responsible for his father's death. But then who was? And it turns out that it was the Church all along.
Yeah, I don't know.
Professor, war is breaking out again, is it not?
Again.
There was a truly terrible war once upon a time. I never wanted another war. All we can do is steel ourselves for the fight ahead.
How old are you?
She definitely experienced the first one.
Oh, we actually have a side quest for this month. That's kind of rare.
So Edelgard, the one who calls herself the Flame Emperor, was connected to those strange beings. The Imperial Army might be using even more terrifying methods than we know. You had better be cautious, Professor. Any amount of carelessness might prove to be our undoing.
Oh, right, you're still drinking your cider.
Professor!
It is really bitter now.
Yep.
It gets to be that way over the course of the day as it warms
the
up.
The mastermind behind the attacks on the monastery was Edelgard? Wow. Doesn't make much sense, though, does it? There would need to be all sorts of territories and groups tangled up in this sort of mess. I'm gonna stop. I don't really have the head for this political stuff. Mostly, I'm worried about my old opera company. I wonder what's happening in the capital right now. I hope they're safe.
Alright, because she came from the Empire.
I still have.
Oh yeah, and Hanneman, isn't he originally from the Empire too?
Really?
Yes. I think so.
I think he said he was one of their scholars.
Yeah, he did.
The Holy Tomb held many crest stones. This is the first time I've heard of crest stones being hidden away in such a place. But more importantly, I'm interested to know the Empire's aim. Why would their army desire crest stones? There is power there, yes. And yet, I must think on this. The crest stones lie at the heart of the events surrounding Conan Tower and the chapel as well. And of course, the crest stones somehow transform those traitors and their captives into demonic beasts. Could that possibly be their aim? The Empire's army may well plan to use crest stones to create demonic beasts.
They've used demons in the past, so not beyond them.
To think Edelgard was somehow connected to the captain's murderer. Well, perhaps it's pointless to get upset about the past. My duty now is to prepare for battle. We're depending on your strength, Professor. Crush our enemies. Captain, I hope you're watching. We will protect Garreg Mach.
Alright, so you have 2 more activities?
Oh, Seneth has the side quest.
We must protect Garreg Mach. Defiling the Holy Tomb was a sacrilege. I will not allow such a thing to happen again. The Archbishop has already given you a new responsibility. I want you to rise to that honor. I have something to ask of you.
We've been scouting the makeup of the Imperial Army, but much is still unclear. Any information you could provide would be great help. Oh. Oh.
Just find more information. He always wants more information.
Let's see. He has flying training, by the way.
We must defy the Archbishop.
Flight. Not that it matters too much.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. How are you, Professor? Any new changes to report? With the Imperial Army drawing near, it is most vexing that we cannot relax and converse as we once did. Thankfully, you have the divine protection of the goddess on your side. Please try to listen carefully for her voice.
Nope, killed her. Can't hear a thing.
Please do not say such sad things. I am certain you will hear her in time. May the goddess's voice reach you.
Nope, silenced her.
It was more she sacrificed herself for you.
True. Okay, so we just have to go talk to... Talk to this Knight of Seiros.
I cannot believe our negligence allowed the Empire to invade. Edelgard probably gathered her soldiers in Garreg Mach, intending to do this from the start. Soldiers disguised as merchants and pilgrims to avoid suspicion, infiltrating the entire area little by little. They couldn't be better prepared. We'll have a tough time winning this one, I'm afraid.